come to talk with you. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
Okay. Well, that was the funeral song. But was it the funeral song for bears or for bulls? What are we thinking, lads? What are we thinking? It's a little dicey. It's a little dicey McSpicy. How's everyone doing, man? Is everyone alive? We surviving? Nobody's getting liquidated? All right. Whole gang's here. All right, fellas. Well, little earlier in the day stream. It's not so bad, right? Not so bad. Andrew says, I'm gayer than I was before I heard that song. So what you're saying is you were gay already. So we've confirmed that you're gay. Got it. All right. Well, I personally think this is a little bit of a tricky spot here. So we're going to start with the Forex calendar. Now, if this is not a website you guys are familiar with, I highly suggest you check it out. Add it to your bookmarks. Andrew says, everyone's a little gay. I don't know about that, Chief. Haven't been gay since we passed 30K, baby. Straight as an arrow. If you're not familiar with this site, it's a great site. Forexfactory.com. You go to the calendar, you just hit /calendar. So if you ever see people talking about CPI, they're talking about FOMC, and you want to know what the fuck does any of that shit mean, you know? This site will tell you. What it will do is it will tell you all of the major economic events for the week. It will also tell you their level of impact and the forecast, what it was previously. It will give you a bit of detail on them as well. If you're trading any sort of FX or you're trading, futures, you're trading equities, things like that, you definitely want to pay attention because it will tell you the currency that may be involved, right? So if we look tomorrow here, we have CPI. So red folder means high impact, okay? Yellow folder, low impact. Orange folder, I think, is medium impact, okay? So CPI is high impact event. We also have FOMC tomorrow. So we've got the double whammy, and then we've got core PPI on Thursday. These are all high impact news events that affect the US dollar. So generally, they're going to have an effect on the equities market. Generally, they're going to have an effect on crypto. And the more the more and more, at least what I've noticed of late, is that crypto is starting to trade and behave and react to macroeconomic events and news than it did previously. Okay? So you want to pay attention to this. So at 8:30 a.m., I believe this is based on Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, it says 4:37 is the time right now. So this is Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the CPI announcement, okay? So the forecast is 3.4% for year over year, 0.1% for the month to month. And you can read in here. So the actual, right? So what it actually comes out to, if it's greater than the forecast, that's good for the currency, which would mean dollar bullish, okay? And then you can see FOMC here. This is when they talk about the rates. This is everyone's favorite guy, Jerome Powell. Okay? So the dream scenario for crypto and for risk assets in general is a rate cut. The likelihood of a rate cut, you can see here. Here's the last handful of CPIs we've had here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had 7 in a row without a cut. Okay? And literally a year ago, we had the last rise. So June of last year, we went up 0.25%, 25 basis points, and we've been there for a year now. So they've talked about cuts. They've talked about cuts coming, right? Powell potentially being dovish on the economy, but it doesn't mean that they're going to cut rates. And they might be pricing in that one rate cut he's discussed, right? It doesn't necessarily have to happen tomorrow. And it could already be priced in. Stock's already at all-time high, right? So good website to use if you want to add a little bit of a macro analysis to your trading. You just want to be aware of what's going on. That's a good website to check out. So a lot of mixed signals on the feed, okay? So we've got a new mini main character arc. We've actually had kind of a few things happened. So I'll take out my pen here because you guys all know how good of a drawer I am. So we've got Ansem, okay? Ansem Bobansem, Banana Fana, Fofansem. So he's flipped bearish. He got bearish at the range highs. He thinks we're trading back to the range lows. So he thinks we're going to about 60K. Capo, whatever the fuck you want to call him, Crypto Capo, Bobapo, Banana Fana, Fofapo, he's big bull. He thinks we're going to 74K. And then we have a new character in the arena, Zoran. Zoran Borban, Banana Fana Fofam. Or Foforin. Mamorin? Zoran? He's Giga Bear. He thinks we're going to 44,000. So there's some mixed signals on CT, right? So we have Solana GCR, right? Sol GCR. We have retarded GCR. And we have, I don't know, Serbian GCR. Or the moon, let's call him Moon GCR, because he says it's in the stars and moon. The moons and stars GCR. But you guys aren't here to hear about them. You're here to hear from NEC GCR, right? So I'm of the mindset that the range is the range until it's not the range anymore. It's that simple. So we've been in this trading range for months now. The entire spring, we're now into summer. We traded to the high, we trade back to the low. So when we were trading here, I thought, remember, my last stream was during this down leg. I thought we would get support here, right? We had the sweep. We had mid-range. We had the order block here, right there. We had the sweep here. I thought we might trade up to the range high. We failed. We ran this high. We put in H12 sweeps. This becomes your breaker. So when we sold off here and we broke market structure, I was expecting this to pull back into here and then to sell off to here and potentially down to here. Okay? And that was my plan, and I had short triggers set. I initially wanted to short a bounce here from this consolidation up into this breaker, and maybe we would get, a move up and then a sweep to short. We didn't. It was very shallow. So to me, that just showed you price was weak. When we put in this H12 SFP, I said, okay, I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to now look for a short right here. Right? Break down, maybe get a retest. We end up sweeping. We tagged this H12 breaker, and we just puked. So there was no retest here to get in on the short, unfortunately. Came down. We tested the mid-range. We ran out a bunch of lows. So we've taken out this low. We've taken out this low. We haven't run this liquidity yet. So where I'm at right now is I'm hoping for a bounce up into this consolidation. And to be honest with you, I would probably look to short any sort of move up there and target lower. So I think that there's a good chance this can go lower still, but I'm hoping this SFP is enough to give us a bounce of a couple $1,000 maybe going into tomorrow. Equities are at all-time highs again. Maybe Powell's super dovish tomorrow. I don't really know, but it's going to be an early morning for me. So I think we're going to come up into here, ideally. But the first obstacle for Bitcoin really is this monthly open. So if you look, Zoran tweeted, he's like, I'm adding to shorts here, right? Which is a fair play, right? He's, we ran the lows. He's adding at the monthly open. So if you're visualizing the monthly candle here, right? this would be the monthly candle so far. You have your wick, right? You have your open. We've traded up, and now we're trading back below the open. So there's an argument to be made. It's already June 11th. Zoran's argument, and anyone who's bearish's argument, is that this is the monthly high, right? This is the monthly wick that we've already put in, and we're now trading back below the open. So a very clear level. Oh, what the fuck? A very clear level to get bullish over is this monthly open. This is going to be a key level that the bulls are going to need to reclaim, not necessarily just to go to, all-time high or anything, even just to get some sort of decent bounce. We've got to reclaim the monthly open, and it's obviously a key level. You can see this entire little bounce that we've had this afternoon to the dollar, basically. What's the high there? 67,547.8. The monthly open is 67,555.8. So it's like right into it, basically. We're rejecting. So we're going to need to see that level reclaimed for any sort of bullishness. Now, originally, I wanted to short this, and I also mapped out WIF because WIF looked really weak, and it actually printed, a really great short setup here, right? So you had your H12 breaker here, SFP, came up into it, put in a sweep, gave you the MSB, gave you the retest. So WIF was a good short. However, I still liked Ethereum's setup on the high time frame. So if you remember, I posted this on Twitter. Just delete this for the moment. I was like, hey, I want to long this weekly breaker, basically, right? So we have a weekly MSB. We have our weekly breaker. We have a retest here. We have these H12 lows getting run. So we ran this low. So I started longing this here, and then I longed a shit ton more here. So my average right now is like 35, 20 something, 22 or some shit like that. So I'm underwater now on this long. But basically the idea is, this is a breakout and retest of a weekly breaker, and will bounce. Now, obviously I would have liked us to not just instantly nuke through the entire zone and for me to long so early and be stuck underwater. But it is what it is. So I'm in this trade right now. I'm long Ethereum based on this weekly breaker. My stop is not a hard stop. If we get a daily close below 3,500, I'll probably cut. Ideally, I'd like to see the daily close above 3,520. But that's, another percent bounce from where we are here. I'd love this to close as an SFP. I don't know if it will. So I might have fucked myself, to be honest with you, by not... Originally, I told myself if Bitcoin broke down, I wasn't going to long Ethereum. Ended up doing it anyways. So we'll see. I'm in this fucking trade. We'll see if it works out. But I would like this to close way more bullish on Ethereum's side. So Bitcoin itself is looking like it's going to close okay. Like if Bitcoin closes above, this low here, that looks like a decent close for a bounce. And you could even go in now and argue that, hey, we've got like a H1 breaker here, okay, forming on Bitcoin, and this will, give us the juice for a little bit of a move up, but it's got to reclaim this. Ethereum looks a little bit uglier, and the bulls really got to step in. I would really like this to close back above this wick on the daily. I don't know if we're going to get that lucky. My kind of stop in my mind was a daily close below 3,500. I would cut the trade. So I've got a couple hours left to monitor this and to see what happens. FBTC, right? I'm like, okay, we're pulling back into this breaker here. So I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping that this provides support here. Swept the high, right? But it's gotta find some support in here, and F's got to start going. So the bulls need to step in here. A lot of altcoins look a lot shittier. Bitcoin can still trade down to here, right? And be fine. To be honest with you, as long as Bitcoin maintains the range, right? So as long as Bitcoin is within the range, I'm not really worried. Could Zoran be right? And could we go to, sub 50, down into the 40s? Sure. But to me, that's fucking horrific and a really, really ugly scenario that I don't really foresee happening. So as much as I think that we can retest the range lows again, or, 63K, I don't really see us going lower than that. If we lose 60K, I think that's very worrisome. But yeah, we'll see. Bitcoin significantly stronger than the rest of the assets right now. Like if you look at Bitcoin, this can come back to here, still just look like a pretty healthy retest before going higher. It can come back to the range low, tag the range low, and then still go higher. Whereas a lot of altcoins are at or below their range lows, or already breaking high time frame market structure. So it's a little bit more worrisome. Another just kind of caveat's the wrong word. Another little tidbit of information. If you look at the ETF flows, okay, it doesn't have all the old ones now, but the huge inflow day, almost $1 billion, June 4th. Right here, right at the top. Okay? Guess what happened here? This was the biggest outflow day we had. So this is 1 billion. Let's just call it 1 billion. We're rounding up. What's 100 million when you're dealing with a billion? 1 billion inflows was the top. 1 billion inflows here was the top. I think here we had about 500 million outflow. I'd be curious what we had here if it was a large amount of inflows. So that begs the question, one, are the institutional investors, right, like the people buying these ETFs, are they retarded? Definitely possible. It's their first cycle, bro. Maybe they're just fucking retards and they're buying high and they're selling low. Or is tracking the inflows and outflows as bullish and bearish not really a worthwhile metric? Because in fact, it's the opposite of what you would think, right? The inflows, huge inflows end up being the top, huge outflows end up being the bottom. And perhaps we don't understand exactly what is going on in these ETFs. And what I mean by that is $1 billion of inflow, when we had 886 million inflows, that does not mean there was $886 million of buying spot Bitcoin. Okay? And when we had 500 million in outflows, that was not $500 million of spot Bitcoin being sold. It's money flowing in and out of the ETF. It's not necessarily a one for one. I think a lot of people think $1 of inflow equals $1 of buying. And I'm almost certain that that is not the case, but each basket is different. And if someone has the time and wants to read and figure out exactly that answer, I think it would be useful information. But yeah, man, that's kind of where we're at. Like, I think Bitcoin structurally still looks a lot better than a lot of altcoins because, we can go up from here, right? Mid-range tag. We can go up from here. We can get one more dump, go from here, right? We can get one more dump and go from here. Whereas a lot of these altcoins look significantly worse and are kind of at like, hey, if we don't bounce here, like, God, this Solana short was just giga. I wish I left this open. I'd be so fucking breaded. Oh my God. Right? Like, you look at Solana here. We've got a clear rejection happening right there from the order block. And like Solana to me looks like it wants to trade down to here. That's another 20% lower than where we are right now. Right? Like this wick, these wicks, like that's where this looks like it's going. So how are your Solana meme coins going to do if we take out 130 or if we take out fucking 120, right? Because Bitcoin can pull back to 63K, still look like a higher low, right? And Solana is going to be trading 20% lower. So that's the scary part, I guess, for altcoins specifically, is if Bitcoin's going to drift lower, a lot of these altcoins look like they can puke 10, 20% like that. So we do have a bit of a spot premium here. So maybe there's some absorption going on here and some buying going on here. But yeah, we need to see the bulls step the fuck in. Like a lot of the alts, like I said, look a lot sketchier than Bitcoin does. I think Bitcoin can dump further and still look pretty good. And yeah, if Ethereum loses this, like, you know, we're filling this the fuck in, right? Like, you know, so, and there's a guy who when I posted this chart when we were up here, I said, hey, I want to long this box. And he was like, what about this inefficiency? And I was like, fuck your inefficiency and fuck you. Ha 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 ha. Get pwned. So if we end up filling this in, I'm definitely going to have to find him and block him so he can't, you know, dunk back on me, you know, because I'm petty like that. But yeah, we'll have to see. So if you're not in a position on Ethereum, like let's say I get stopped out of this, to me, I'm longing down here or I'm longing on a breakout of this. Like those are if you don't know what to do on Ethereum, you long as close to 3,000 as possible, or you just wait for us to break 4,100. Because when we break 4,100, I think it sends hard. So you can just kind of be patient and play that breakout, or wait for the range lows. Okay, dollar, what I'm hoping happens here is this, right? So I'm hoping the dollar pulls back into this breaker here, down into here. This gives Bitcoin the bounce that I need to get out of my positions without losing my ass. And then I do think dollar trades higher. It could go back down to the mid-range here, but I think this is a very potentially likely scenario. And if something like this plays out, Bitcoin will go down. You look at equities. I've been wanting to short this. I haven't yet. I've been stalking it. I'm like, oh, it's sweeping the highs, but boom, it's at all-time high again. Fresh high. I do think that this thing's due for a pullback towards like 5,200, but I mean, this is what we want the Bitcoin chart to look like, right? Start off the day red, fucking Dalai Lama to new high. Instead, Bitcoin's off the day red and doing this. So, Bitcoin, gay. Equities, not gay. Yeah, what else do I got here? Yeah, I mean, my altcoins are fucking in Spain without the S. Looking horrific. I am in Pepe still. So I TP'd a bunch of this at the highs, but I'm still holding along here. I'm hoping that this is the retrace. It's one of the stronger coins today. It's green, and I'm still in Bonk. So if you guys remember, I posted Bonk, I don't even know, a week ago or so. And I said I'd like to buy. Is one of those typical, Mayne tweets. I have a huge box. I'm like, I want to buy this box, and we're trading 10 to 15% higher. And everyone's like, the box is so big and it's so far from price. Fuck you, Trader Mayne. And then boom, box protect. So we came into the box. I'm hoping that this is the low and we pushed a new high, but we got to see. Thomas Katzmeyer says inflows and outflows just indicate the change in total capital under management, but it does not mean 100% of the net inflows are instantly converted to BTC. They might gradually do that over time. That's what I thought, right? Like part of it could be cash. There's inflows into the BTC ETF, but they're not necessarily just buying Bitcoin. That's why I always thought it was kind of funny when everyone's like, this is how many inflows we have, therefore it must go up, when every time we get huge inflows, it's the top. Yeah, I mean, I think WIF looks like shit. I wish I had my short still, but you know, it's still in this big range. Remember how loud everyone was when like, look, WIF's breaking out of its range. Everyone's hating on WIF and it looks like shit. Deviate right back in, down to the range lows. Notice how no one's tweeting about the hat staying on right now? The hat is askew at best. The hat is askew at best. But this, to me, this is a weak market right now. Like, yeah, it's going to bounce. If Bitcoin bounces, this is going to put in a 20% day, and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, the hat stays on, meme coin super cycle. But I'm telling you, if Bitcoin drops another 5 to 10% down to the low 60s, WIF is going sub $2. And I personally think that the Sol ETH trade is bearish, right? Like I think this trades lower, you know, down into these wicks, down into this area, and you know, we'll see. But I think ETH is going to be the stronger of the two. Still, like this, I think this is, maybe it pops up a bit. Like literally, people were tweeting like, oh, you know, ETH's getting hype. Sol ETH just put in a bottom. I don't think this is the bottom. Like, to me, that's not going to hold. Doesn't mean this will hold either eventually in the future, but I still think this trades lower. What do you think of BTC liquidity at 71K? Will they grab it? Bro's talking to me like I know the market maker or something. Let me just call him up. Hello, sir. Are we grabbing the liquidity at 71K or not? I need to know. I got people in the chat. They want to know if we're grabbing the liquidity at 71K. Uh-huh. Okay, I'll report that back. He said he has no fucking idea. Yeah, I mean, listen, fucking, could we go up to 71K? Sure, right? Like, are you talking about these highs here? Like, depends on, like, is on Coinbase, right? They're equal highs. On the Perps exchange, it already got run. So I don't know. We'll see. Like, rather than, and I talk about this all the time, guys, in videos, people always want to say, hey, what's this going to happen, right? It's like, that's great if you can predict all those moves, but can you make money on all these moves, right? Or did you long, close your longs, short, like, you know what I mean? You might be able to predict the next 5 moves, but if you're not making money, nobody gives a shit. Or maybe they give a shit on Twitter, but your bank account, your landlord, your fucking non-existent girlfriend, your parents, when you're trying to explain to them what you do, they don't fucking care. They want to see the moolah, baby, the money. So are we going to take out the liquidity at 71K? We're trading at 67,000 right now. So rather than worry about whether or not we're going to trade all the way back up to this high, I'm much more interested to see if we can trade above this level. Then let's talk about, 69. then we can talk about maybe a move to 71. But there's no point in trying to figure out if we're going to take 71K when we've got a lot of obstacles and a lot of opportunities before then. Thoughts on Bybit stablecoin FUD? I don't even know what it is. What is it? There's a new FUD. There's a new FUD every day. Anon says, I'm seeing so many big accounts saying they sold all their bags and we've topped the cycle this year. Isn't that insane to you? I don't think I've seen any accounts say that they've sold all their crypto and that we've topped for the year. Not that I can think of. But perhaps. I don't know. I mean, I personally don't think it's over. I still think we see, new all-time highs on Bitcoin and things like that. It's an election year. I have a hard time believing that they let the markets collapse going into the election. It's one of the biggest talking points for the Dems. So yeah, I haven't personally seen that, but who knows? Could go up or down, bro. But I don't think it's over. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a range for the summer. Like, I'm not against the idea that, the summer is a lot more boring, than people think. And then we get a breakout, in September going into the election or something like that. I think we see 52K before 85K. All right, bro. Good luck with that. We'll see what happens. When another Mayne or neck and cred stream? I don't know. You'll have to ask cred that. I'd be down anytime. Can FTM run on Sonic and S token rebranding news, sir? I mean, could it? Sure. Will it? I have no fucking idea. I don't know what the news is. Like, to me, there's very clear monthly support down there. Like, this looks like it that's a long I would probably want to be in, you know what I mean? Like, it runs out all these lows into monthly demand. That's probably like a long I'd want to take if it's given. I already looked at Pepe, bro. Stop fucking spamming it. Any developments on when we can use Breakout and TradingView? It's not happening, bro. TradingView is a bunch of crooks. Bunch of fucking crooks. We're working on some other stuff. We'll have our own custom built front end. But the integration that we were working on with TradingView, it's not going to happen as we expected. Just doesn't make any sense. How many accounts did you blow until you made it? I couldn't even tell you, bro. But you shouldn't be getting liquidated. If that's what you mean. Like, losing your money, running out of money, it's going to happen. You got to re-up, but you shouldn't be getting liquidated. Use stops. Like, you're wasting money by getting liquidated because of the liquidation engines. They fuck you. So ETF flows don't equal buy pressure. Correct. Zoran Coley was and is bear posting like a maniac. Yeah, he is. He's bearish, and he's shorted at 71K or whatever. So congrats to him. He's either going to be right or wrong. I know some people are very annoyed with how he's posting, right? Like, there's and this is a really good lesson in just social media, right? Because for one, he's on the leaderboard on Bybit. You can go check. He's up like $3 or $4 million. He's been posting his entries, his P&Ls. That's more than most people do. But he's posting nonstop, and it can definitely come off as like a God complex. Like, I tried to warn you. I tried to save you, blah, blah, blah. And who fucking cares? Like, the fact that it's triggering so many people is slightly worrisome because it's like, damn, like, are you guys that concerned about price going down? Like, if you disagree with him, just long, right? Or just be bullish. Who cares what another person's doing? Him and you have zero effect on what the market's going to do. One of you will be right, one of you will be wrong, but because you are positioned as you are is not the reason for you being right or wrong. Like, we have no bearing on what the market is going to do as individuals. None whatsoever. So if it goes down, it's not because he made it go down. It was going to go down anyways, and he happened to be right in his analysis, and he executed on it, or vice versa. So there's a bunch of people, there's a screenshot circulating of someone taking all of his tweets and posting it all over the last cycle. Who cares, right? Yeah, maybe he was wrong in the past, and maybe he's wrong this time, or maybe he's right this time. Bottom line is he's up $4 million. And if you disagree with him, take the other side of the trade. Like, trying to dunk on someone for getting shit wrong previously is the lamest dunk in the world. No one gets everything right. And I'm confident most of the people making those screenshots and trying to dunk on him don't have $4 million. I think what's annoying is him saying 44K, then he'll claim he's trolling later when he's wrong. That's my whole annoyance on those claims. But who fucking cares? Why are you letting a stranger on the internet who you do not know affect your mood in the slightest? Twitter is not a real place. It's not real. It's not a real place. Close your computer. Log off. It's not real. Don't let it affect you. It shouldn't. Bro, are you Shakespeare? I'm Shakespeare as much as how you spelt Shakespeare. Are you out of soul meme coins? I'm still in some of them, but a lot of my meme coin bags are massively underwater. Yeah, exactly. Why follow him? If he's pissing you off, block him. Like, it's the internet. Keep that in mind. It's the internet. Tyler, the creator, has a hilarious quote where he's like, how's cyberbullying real? Like, close the computer. Like, log off. Go outside. It's not real. Yeah, I have a lot of gold. Physical gold, though. Don't get the... Don't hold like gold certificates and shit. Like, if you want gold, get the fucking real gold. Sir, I'm long SOL from 157. Any advice, hold or close? My advice is do your own analysis, bro. I have no idea why you're long. I don't know where your stop is. I don't know where your target is. I don't know your position sizing, your risk tolerance. I don't have enough information to tell you what to do. And even if I did, I still wouldn't tell you what to do. Anytime someone asks me, like, I'm in this trade, what should I do? How the fuck am I supposed to know? I don't know what the trade is. You're saying you longed 157, right? So you longed like here. Okay, well, why did you long here? Maybe you longed this consolidation here. Well, where was your stop? Is it here? Right? And maybe you're targeting here. Was your stop here? If so, and we're below your stop, why are you still in the trade? Is your stop down here? Okay, great. Well, you're not stopped out yet. Just because you're underwater doesn't mean you're wrong. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the trade is. I don't know why you took it, so I can't give you that advice, nor would I, because I am not a financial advisor. Crypto Mayne, what's the deal with Mario? Just saw your post. See this guy everywhere. I mean, read my post. I explain all of it. He's a grifter. He's a scammer. He's a liar. And he grifted his way into being, like, hosting the biggest Twitter spaces in the world with Elon and Andrew Tate and a bunch of other fucking people. Crazy scenes. Mayne, can you help me understand how many times can an order block be tapped and you still retain confidence in it bouncing? I don't have a number. It's not like after 3 taps it doesn't work anymore. It's all about context. Where is it happening? Because a 3-day order block might get tapped 10 times on the daily chart or on the hourly chart, and then on the 3-day it's just one candle, right? So there's no like set rule. It's all about context And the order block is valid until it's no longer valid. But a general rule of thumb is if the order block's good, the reaction should be quick. But keep in mind, if this is a 3-day order block, right, the 3-day candle might wick into it and then trade away, right? But on the, the 4-hour chart, it's doing this. I know CryptoFace IRL, and he scammed his way too. His friend said so. I mean, how did he scam his way? I like CryptoFace. He live trades his trades. How's that scamming? I love you too, Golly McTabby. Y'all got Ponky? I do. Do I have Ponky? Or I have Monkey, I think. One of the only live streams you've done where all the UK bruvs are awake, mate. You what, mate? Yeah, man. A little earlier today. Do I ever look at OI? Not really. What indicators? I'm not using any indicators. This just shows you levels. Monthly open, the daily open, Monday's range. This is my indicator, IMG Pro, which just maps out your ranges and your order blocks for you. Like, I created this for you guys. So it maps out order blocks, SFPs, and your range levels. I don't even know what the fuck any of these are. I don't know why these are still here. Power of 3. Yeah, these are all price action indicators here. This shows you fractal highs and lows, which are just swing highs and lows. This will map out PO3s. But I don't really use any of them. Sol about to pump a few percent, he says. I fucking hope so. I'd like everything to pump a few percent. Currently watching the ICT 2022 mentorship. Do you think it's the best way to get the basics for crypto? No. I think the 2016 mentorship is the best one. 2022 is like a very specific gazoon type. A very specific trading strategy centered around like time macros and is really good for Forex. I'm not saying it doesn't work for crypto, but if you want to just understand ICT concepts, the 2016 mentorship is the best one. Are you Australian or British? Are you retarded? Do I sound like either of those things? Come on, dog. I'm a snow Mexican. That's what I am. Can I trade and get paid out through my LLC with Breakout? So you need to KYC as an individual, but you can register your LLC as the entity in which you get paid to. Yes. What is the IMG indicator called? Go to imgpro.ai. It's in the description of the video as well. There's a free version and then there's a paid version. I look British? What the fuck are you guys on? Mayne, do you ever use premium discount and optimal trade entry? Of course I do. My last educational YouTube video was centered around premium and discount. I did say gazoon tight. All right. What else should we look at here? Man, Eno was looking good for a bit. I remember... I don't know, man. I saw a whole lot of charts on ENA that looked like this. With an arrow to like $1.20. Well, what happened there? So many altcoins, man. People bull posted them right into the fucking high. I'm not going to name names, but go look, right? So many people ENA's at 95 cents. WIF was at $3.30. Everything was right at their range high, and everyone was bull posting them with massive arrows to the upside. Check out Ondo. Is Ondo still a condo? God. If I would have just listened to AZTV, I'd still be up 5x on my Ondo bag. I mean, this is a bullish fucking chart. I should own a bunch of fucking Ondo. Why do I not own Ondo? Like, this is one of the more bullish charts. Just fucking uptrend, nonstop. Always overperforming. Why is this not on my fucking list? This should just be the only coin that I buy. It's up 5% on the day. Everything else, Giga Red, Ondo up. For a newbie, if you are in spot and already down on alts, not so much, but still, would you sell now for a smaller loss or what? I mean, I think really what the market is waiting on is another Bitcoin rally. I've said this in previous videos before. I don't think people want... Like, I understand people like, I want WIF all-time high. I want SOL all-time high. I think the best case scenario for crypto as a whole right now is for Bitcoin to make a new all-time high. Bitcoin making a new all-time high, not just like a little piddly one above 74. I mean like going to 80,000 or 90,000, a major new all-time high, a double-digit percentage move to the upside. I think that's the best case scenario for crypto because as we can see right now, Bitcoin is at 67K and a lot of altcoins are trading lower than they were when Bitcoin was trading at fucking 50K. Like, look at something like Sushi. Okay, so Sushi is trading at 96 cents right now. Okay, it was also trading at 96 cents back in November of 2023. Where was Bitcoin in November of 2023? Right? Bitcoin was at 30,000. So Bitcoin is up 2x and Sushi's at the same price as it was back in November. So a lot of these altcoins are trading at like prices from 6+ months ago. Tia, another one. Inge, another one. And remember, everyone thought these altcoins were the new fucking hot shit and they're going to go up forever. So $27 right now. It was last at $27 in December. Where was Bitcoin in December, right? Bitcoin was trading back at fucking 40K. So Inge is trading at 40K Bitcoin levels. So these altcoins are decimated for the most part. Outside of a very select few, they're getting absolutely fisted relative to Bitcoin, right? They're getting smoked. Okay, this is so many altcoins are getting absolutely annihilated by Bitcoin. So was this alt season? Did we already have it? Or was this like a pre-alt season? But to me, the best case scenario is Bitcoin creating a fresh all-time high. Because that is going to bring attention, eyeballs, money into crypto. Not Iggy Azalea coin. Not fucking Andrew Tate coins. Those coins, as much as some other people might believe, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong. This is my opinion. But Iggy Azalea coin and Andrew Tate coin and shit is not onboarding new users to crypto. It's a cesspool, clusterfuck, incestuous PvP between people who are already here taking money from each other. It's not new money, in my opinion. New money comes from Bitcoin making all-time highs. Bitcoin being spoken about in the presidential election. Regulatory changes to crypto. Things like that. That's new money coming in. And I think if we get a new significant all-time high on Bitcoin, that brings money, eyeballs, attentions into crypto. and then that money can then flow into those fucking altcoins. Because it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of new money in alts right now. I think there's a ton of dilution, and we just kind of have these little secular pumps where meme coins go, and then we had this coin go up, and then this coin went up for a bit. But like, we're not really having, like, WIF went to, billions, sure. And some meme coins have gone to hundreds of millions. But, we're not seeing we haven't seen any altcoins go to multiple billions at this point yet. I think we need a new all-time high on Bitcoin. We need a bullish trend, and then that will proliferate down to everything else. And that rising tide will raise all ships. And so those altcoins that you're in, I mean, listen, they're either getting bargains of the century on some of these altcoins, or if Bitcoin's going down more, these things are all going to drop another 20, 30, 40, 50%. But eventually, when Bitcoin decides to rally again, I think that's when we can see that money flow into other shit. But I think it's pretty hard to say that, Iggy Azalea coin or Andrew Tate's coin or whatever fucking coin it is. To me, the Iggy Azalea situation, I'm just going to be real with you here. This is my opinion. I got nothing against Z, nothing against Ansem. I like Ansem. We've met. I think he's a homie. I think he's a good guy. And I don't think he's done anything malicious. I personally don't think he does anything malicious in how he talks about shit, right? But I don't think Iggy Azalea coin hits 200 mil if it's not for him talking about it nonstop since it was like sub 5 million. I just don't think that's the case. His brand is that powerful when it comes to altcoins that him getting involved and talking about it, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe it's different. But I think Iggy Azalea coin is an exception. It's not the rule. Most of these celebrity coins are blow up, go to zero, never to be heard from again. Celebrity deletes the tweets, disappears. They actually don't give a shit about blockchain. They're just here to make money. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this time it's different with her. But I don't think that's onboarding. I don't think a bunch of her fans are onboarding to Phantom Wallet and buying Sol to then buy her coin. But that's my opinion. I could be wrong. Imagine fading Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, Caitlyn Jenner faded her own gender, bro. Mayne is a G for streaming all throughout the bear market. Won't forget that. Exactly, man. It's all these fair weather bros in here. They don't remember who was doing this in the peak of the bear. I just lost millions of dollars on FTX. We're at 15K Bitcoin. And I said, I'm not fucking leaving, am I said, I'm seeing you guys through to a new all-time high. And look at us now. Still poor, but not gay. Getting married. I mean, come on. We really made it. The throat goat. AZTV, I DM'd you on Twitter. Dog with Saudi hat and laser eyes at me. Couldn't DM you on Discord. Okay. What is your handle? You still trade FX? I do trade a little, but when crypto's cooking, like, there's no better market. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we looking at here on EU? There's actually a really nice long setup on Euro today, right? So I think it played for maybe 1 hour. Or no, was it the short setup that I'm wanting? Hold on, let me pull up my notes here. Let me pull up my notes. Do. No, I think it was GU, not EU. But yeah, there's a decent setup here on GU. So you got H12 sweep, right? You have your H12 range here, right? So we're in a bullish price range, low to high. You have an SFP at the low. You have your breaker, right? There's your stop. Your entry on the breaker, probably target into there. But that was like, so there's stuff playing. I think gold, had a setup as well on the short side. Within the fair value gap here. So, FX is still there and you can still trade it. It's just like when crypto's cooking, I just don't give a shit as much. I'm more focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum and, the majors. I talked to you in 2020 on Twitter DM. Now you're too cool to reply. I have no idea, bro. I get probably 50 DMs a day, so I don't fucking remember. Yo, some fatty tuna. What's up, G? How you doing, man? Damn, we got 640 people watching. That's crazy. All right, so any other questions, guys? OXO, I'm still in. I'm in from 10 cents, right? So do you buy here? I don't know. That's difficult to say. I'm in from way lower. So I hate telling people, to buy something when I'm up, 2.5x already. Breakout props going amazing, man. Buy some fucking accounts right now. Log off this stream. Go to www.breakoutprop.com and buy our biggest account. Buy 10 of them right now. Fucking do it. Manifesting me being a new breakout prop mod. I'm praying for you, brother. I put hello homies on breakout. Where ref link? Bro, DM me. I will give you a ref link. This guy says Ansem was advising her live on the space, but it's not new money. It's def PvP. Yeah, listen. This is something where Ansem and I just disagree, and that's okay. The problem with society these days is the media and the fucking Matrix. I know about the Matrix, okay? They've conditioned people to be so adversarial, okay? There's so much divisiveness in society where it's like if I think about A and you think B, we have to hate each other. Like that's where society is these days. Oh, you're Republican, you're Democrat, we fucking hate each other. So you could agree with someone on 9 out of 10 things, but you disagree with this one and now you hate each other. Back in my day, back in the 90s, because I'm fucking old, okay, you could disagree on shit and it didn't fucking matter. You could still be friends. You could have discussions and constructive conversations about shit you don't agree on. Whereas now it's like if we don't agree on something, we're fucking mortal enemies and now we must fight to the death because I'm right, you're wrong, and blah, blah, blah. Everyone is so fucking like, it's crazy. It's black or white, right? It's red. It's A or B. There's no like middle ground anymore, which is just nuts, where it's like I can be friends with people and we can disagree on a lot of stuff, but we're still friends. But the way it seems today and how so many people act, it's like, well, I'm on this side or I'm on this side, and then they form their entire personality around those fucking things instead of just having, thoughts of their fucking own or something. Does Breakout only make money from dudes blowing accounts, or is there alpha and user data you can sell? What if loads of chads are super profitable? Would you ever trade the money for themselves in real life? There, all prop firms work in an A book, B book model. So B book means that the prop firm is taking the other side of the trade effectively. So if you're long, I'm short. A book is you're putting money behind that trader. The thing about A booking traders is you need a lot of data and you need a lot of information, because you can be right for a few trades in a row. Doesn't necessarily mean you know how to trade, and we're prepared to put money behind your trade ideas. But yeah, all prop firms have an A book and a B book, and depending on who the trader is, how we think they trade, we will then determine whether or not we want to A book or B book them. But absolutely, a large part of the revenue comes from the evaluation fees and people failing. We have that on our website. We don't hide it. We don't try and make it seem any other way. The data suggests and replicates very much what real trading is. 9 out of 10 people suck at trading. That's what the trading data at Breakout suggests. See how I committed to the bit there? There was no water in here. It's empty. But I was already drinking it, and I had to make it look like there was water in there. This thing was empty, okay? So casting directors out there, I just made it look believable. I even gulped. There was no water in there at all. I don't know what else you want from me. I can do it all. I'm a triple threat. Neck, acting ability, huge cock. Triple threat. Will you take BTC long if we close like this? Absolutely, you could. So it's an H12, H1, right? You have an H12 sweep. You have an H1 breaker. So like there's a Bitcoin long literally on the daily close, assuming it closes as an SFP, you could long here, stop here, target here, right? Or higher, but I think I would target there initially. But I'm already way too overexposed on the long side. But it's an absolute trade right there for sure. Like the books, it's all empty. Exactly. I actually think peace is going to start trending like hippie culture. Honestly, I think the fact that we have multiple actual wars going on, Drafe Beak adds to the algo. I mean, yeah. I think there's been a purposeful shift and focus from the powers that be, the fucking Matrix, to make people fight with each other. Between races, between political ideologies, between genders. I think that's been done on purpose because it's way easier to control and manipulate people and to get away with all the shady fucking shit that they do when we're fighting with each other, as opposed to being critical and focusing on fighting the fucking man, the government, the Matrix. That's who we should be paying attention to. But instead, while arguing about what fucking genitalia we have and skin color and stupid shit. Imagine if aliens flew by, right? So imagine if you think snakes look at each other and go, well, that snake's scales are different than mine. So like he's not a fucking snake. Like they're fucking snakes, right? They're just snakes. They don't think about that fucking shit. They're trying to eat and survive and fucking shed their skin and bite people. You know? Imagine if aliens came by Earth and they were thinking about whether or not they should come in and land and enlighten us with fucking alien technology. And they're like, oh, wait, they're still arguing about what color their skin is or fucking what gender they are. Like, they're going to be like, these people are retarded. Like, they're still fucking in the Stone Ages. Just crazy. Yes, they would kill each other because they're stupid fucking snakes. And that's what I'm saying. Like, are we no better? Are we no better than just animals? I'm getting philosophical on here. I got the fucking the tinfoil hat on right now. Do you think the biggest problem for people failing in trading is risk management? Yeah, it's absolutely. Psychology is a big part of it. Actually knowing what you're doing, like you got to know how to trade to make money trading. You know, you can get lucky for only so long. But at the end of the day, if you're not managing your risk properly, you're eventually going to get fucking blown up. Joshua Sid says, up from here, rate cuts this week. Let's hope so, brother. Yoink Master 420, that is quite the name, says, if I was a snake, I would wrap myself around your neck. No homo. I appreciate you clarifying the no homo. Thank you. The world is a mix of pencil necks and giga necks. Yeah, like, do you think I look down on people who have regular size skinny necks? Like, do I just like mog them with my thick ass neck and I think of them as less than? The answer is yes. Okay, guys, I don't know what else to talk about. I feel like I did a lot of ranting here, but hopefully my plan's pretty clear here. Bitcoin potentially setting up for a long trigger for a daily close here. I would like to see a move up towards 69,000. Ethereum, I would like to see us close back up above this wick at 35.20. I don't know if we will. It's looking a little dicey right now. FOMC, CPI tomorrow, so be up early, be on your computers. Probably going to be volatile, so be careful. Equities at all-time high. Again, probably going to see some volatility. Would like to see a pullback on the dollar. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. Hope you enjoyed. Banger stream your skincare routine. Absolutely. I was hoping someone would ask. What I do is I put water on my hands, and then whatever soap is in arm's reach, hand soap, dish soap, any soap, I fucking do that, and I put it on my face, and then I wash it off. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Like the video, guys. Please, the best way you can support me is engage with my shit. Like my tweets, retweet them, leave me comments, like the videos on YouTube, leave comments. It's really good for the algo if you like the video and you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, fucking every other talk and gram. Follow me on all of them. Yeah, that's all I got, homies. I'll be back with another video. We'll have the condensed version of this stream up tomorrow. And if you want to support me other ways, all those infos are in the description of this video. You can join the Haven. You can trade with Breakout Prop. You can use my ref link at Bybit if you want to support the boy. And yeah, appreciate y'all. Love y'all.